Canberra Harness Racing Cup. It's a standing start, the race to be decided over the 2,140 metre distance. Here is David Steele.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, they're on the track now and a start about 4 minutes away. In the ring, it's about 6-4 Tallywood Pursuit, 9-4 Young Mr. Charles, and then out to Just Baz and October Atom. But on the tote, 1 Just Baz at $4.60, 2 King Savante at 14, 3 Love You Dear at 14, and 4 New York Flyer at 7, 5 Sam's Memory showing at 13 even, 6 October Atom at 5 even, 7 Precious Rover, the despised outsider, at 53, 8 Tallywood Pursuit at $6.80, that's way over the odds at the moment, and 9 Young Mr. Charles at $3.30. Big trifecta carry over here, Wynnum Place and Quinella trifecta for the Canberra Cup at 20 after 2.
Thank you, David Steele. We'll be back there very shortly for his call of the big race, but here are totes on race 4. And the Steele.
Thanks a lot, Chris. On the tote here, Tallywood Pursuit at $3.10, the tote favourite, in front of Young Mr. Charles at $3.90. Just Baz at $6.30 and October Atom $5 are the popular ones. And we've got the front line just about ready. Just a bit of a problem with the tape off the 20 for Tallywood Pursuit. And also Young Mr. Charles is waiting to find his spot too off 35. In fact, Brian Hancock's just out of the sulky at the moment, making a slight gear adjustment. You've probably got 30 seconds, Chris, if you want it, otherwise you can stay with me. It's been a good race, this, in past years. Thor 8 has won it for Brian Hancock in the past. Red Sea, Bundanoon won a Canberra Cup, I remember calling it, and Generator, an Inter-Dominion finalist for Dennis Wilson, won a thrilling cup here a few years ago with Dennis Wilson, went on to win a Kilmore Cup after that. So it's always been a good race, the Canberra Pacing Cup. And today's race, off the standing start conditions, make it all the more interesting with, I suppose you'd have to say, the Inter-Dominion winner, Young Mr. Charles, having a big job in front of him off the 35, and Tallywood Pursuit off 20 is also facing a bit of a task. It really does depend on whether one of the good horses off the front, Just Baz or October Atom, does step away well. Now, Brian Hancock's back in the sulky. Our runners being called up towards the tape. Just a bit of a problem there with Tallywood Pursuit, but he's okay now. Young Mr. Charles is, of course, giving them quite a big start, 35 metres. We'll keep our eye on him. He's first up today, and no doubt Frank Scaravilli, the trainer's got, or Gary Hancock, the trainer, Frank Scaravilli, the owner, have got big races in mind for Young Mr. Charles, with the big Winter Carnival on at the moment at Harold Park and the Winter Carnival at Brisbane. Now they stand by. It's a nice line. Racing now in the Canberra Cup. Let's have a look. Young Mr. Charles a bit scratchy to get going, and Tallywood Pursuit a bit slow too, but gets down quickly. New York Flyers missed it, so's King Savante, and also Sam's Memory, and Just Baz hit his straps quickly and leads them early from October Atom. Third is Precious Rover, and fourth Love You Dear. A gap then of 4 or 5 lengths to Tallywood Pursuit has begun brilliantly off 20. Further back then King Savante down and pacing from Sam's Memory. Young Mr. Charles has tacked onto the main body of the field, and New York Flyer has blown the star completely, and he's tailed off last. Well, Glenn Frost has Just Baz in front. From the pole he stepped beautifully like a real gentleman. Comes down to the judge now with 2 laps to run in the Canberra Cup, a lead time of 44. Coming off the inside there, October Atom to avoid the pocket. He gets to second outside of Precious Rover. Now into the 1-1, the grey horse Love You Dear. Caught a bit wide on the track, Sam's Memory is trying to make some ground. Tallywood Pursuit holding his ground in the centre. Back on the inside, King Savante. Young Mr. Charles is on the back of Tallywood Pursuit, and 8 or 10 away to New York Flyer. A lap and a half out now in the Pacing Cup, and Just Baz shows the way. Leads by a couple of metres to October Atom. Precious Rover on the inside there of Love You Dear. First quarter 30.7 from the stand. Further back, King Savante on the inside of Tallywood Pursuit. Sam's Memory's caught out 3 wide and in no man's land at the moment. On Tallywood Pursuit's back, Young Mr. Charles, and 3 or 4 off to New York Flyer. They round the corner, 9.50 out now on the Pacing Cup, and Just Baz hasn't had too bad a run in front. October Adam is second. Here's young Mr. Charles. He's off from the tail and he's zooming around them quickly at the bell. Kicking up in the centre, October Adam, and the race takes shape here. Tallow Pursuit is well back with King Savante, Sam's Memory and New York Flyer. Second quarter 30.2 as they get to the 7.50. Just Baz shows the way, getting to second out wide on the track now, young Mr. Charles, October Adam in the centre. Further back, Precious Rother, Love You Dear. Tallow Pursuit is well back, third or fourth last, about to peel out from King Savante and Sam's Memory, but down the back 400 out, and Just Baz still going well, leads by a couple of metres to October Adam. Young Mr. Charles, I don't think he can win. He's out free wide and labouring, still a long way off them, Tallow Pursuit, and further back King Savante, but 350 out past the third, 28.6 the third quarter, and Just Baz in front, kicks away now from October Adam. Getting to third is Tallow Pursuit out wide, then Love You Dear, and further back King Savante, but Just Baz in the cup. He turns for home, well clear of October Adam, storming home Love You Dear and Tallow Pursuit, but Just Baz is going to win the Canberra Cup. He's clear, gets down the line to score by 4 metres to Love You Dear second, October Adam third, then Tallow Pursuit, never in it off the handicap. Young Mr. Charles weakened, then Precious Rover, King Savante and Sam's Memory is second last in the Cup, New York Flyer last. Glenn Frost and Just Baz have led and won the Canberra Cup for 1996. Getting to the lead, running them along in front. He never tried to slow up the speed at any stage, and he's led them. Young Mr. Charles took off before the bell, moved up 3 wide. October Adam kicked up to make him work just a little bit harder, but he was gone at the 600 for mine. Young Mr. Charles never ever looked like putting pressure to Just Baz, and Tallow Pursuit, I think you've got to say the handicap mark over the short course has just been too much for these better performed horses, and Just Baz, the one you wanted to be on, a long way from home. 136 in the Canberra Pacing Cup. Good manners by Just Baz, winning him the race. Love You Dear has been a tough effort too. She always had a good run, but surprising plenty, I guess, with her second place getting. And October Adam, always handy, battling on well for the minor placing. 1, 3 and 6, 2.5 metres by a metre in the Cup. 2:44.1 they run from the stand. 2:3.4, so an outstanding run. The quarters, 30.7 the first quarter of the last mile, 30.2 the second quarter, 28.6 up the back straight, and they've run home in 30.5. A good run, excellent effort by Just Baz and Glenn Frost, taking out the Carlton Canberra Cup. A bay horse, a 4-year-old by Embrace Me out of Rightly Just, trainer driven by G.V. Frost. Second to 3, Love You Dear, running an outstanding race, a Roan Mare 7 by Arbro Unitas out of Grey Panic, trainer driven by Craig Ison. And third to October Adam, a bay gelding 7 by Soki's Adam out of Tabella Libra, trained and driven by Dennis Day. Fourth, Tallow Pursuit, never really in the race from his handicap, but battling on well, will be improved, and officially has run fourth in this year's Cup. 1, 3 and 6 as we stand by for all clear.
Thank you very much indeed, David Still. Let's look at the approximates on the 1996 Canberra Cup Race 5 in this afternoon's card. 1, Just Baz, should pay $5.70 and $2.60. Number 3, Love You Dear, that should pay $6.90. And 6, October Adam, approximately $2. We'll confirm those totes very shortly. Repeating times and margins. It was 2.5 by 1, 2.5 by 1, 2:44.1 the full time for the standing start, and the mile rate 2:3.4. It is 28.5 minutes past 2. This is Triple S FM, your sports and leisure station here in Canberra. The good sport